Hi guys, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the British Touring Car and Support Series Championship on Project Cars 2. This is the special event, round 4, race 1. We have got different tracks and cars for you in all 4 of these races, all worth double points. So this first one, Donington Park GP Circuit in the Ford Sierra Cosworths. Getting ready for a start. We're off! Oh, good start by Azadar, and it'll go straight into James Deluxe on the line. Bit of an incident there. Keith gives him a little nudge to say, there you go, old chum, get on with it. As we go down towards Redgate, into the first corner. Team Green side by side with each other. Contact between Azadar, Blade and Callum and Footman, and then Blaney T-bones him, and Footman goes off exit stage right. As we go down the crane of curves then, we've got Bidzster in the lead, TY second, Stevie in third position, Neil Formack fourth with Callum right behind him as they go through the old hairpin. These cars very hard to control, all 500 horsepower going straight to the rear wheels, and nothing in the way of traction control or any modern aids. These cars are from the mid to late 80s, and they are pure power indeed. As Bidzster goes through Coppice, I think, who are a bit sideways into there, but he's recovered it, got away with it. But TY's closing on him now as we come down towards the Foster chicane where the Dunlop Bridge used to be. Down the straight into the braking zone, TY second place, lights ablaze in that white Sierra as Bidzster knocks out the cornering markers. We don't need any of them, and TY goes a bit wide, and Stevie's teammate closes up to him. Will Stevie go for a move here on the inside of his teammate into the Melbourne loop? He's going to give it a go as TY just about tries to shut the door, but then gives him space on the way out. Both cars get the power down and TY keeps ahead. So Stevie has a little stab at his teammate there, but sensible not to do too much as we go around Goddard's for the first time from 9 laps. So Bidzster in the lead then, TY second, Stevie third, Neil in fourth, closely followed there by Callum. Then we've got Azadar Blade back there with James Deluxe, Blakeney back there in 8th place, Keith in 9th, and Footman all the way back in 10th after that dismal first lap. But we'll get a replay on that first corner action now. This is a replay of what happened at the start then. So we're watching down towards the first corner again. The camera's fixed on Footman, so going down towards the first corner. Into it we go. Azadar Blade goes a bit wide and hits Callum, and Footman hits the back of Azadar Blade, and then Cowabunga, Blakeney hits Footman off, and Footman, welcome back to LPB Racing, Footman. Here's an on board with Blakeney at the start, so off we go, and Azadar Blade gets a good start and whacks James Deluxe in the side, so we didn't see that at first, but then we go down towards the first corner, and we're on board with Blakeney, down towards the first corner. Azadar Blade on the inside, comes across, Footman gets sandwiched, then Azadar hits Callum, Footman gets pelted by Blakeney who has nowhere to go, and that's what happened. So as we come back from that, Bidzster down the crane of curves in the lead in that Sierra, looking very controlled, sliding the cars into the old hairpin. Beautiful driving there. As we look back, and I think I saw a move happening there. Was I right, or was I seeing things? I think I was seeing things. So we've got Neil there in 4th as we look at Stevie and TY just ahead in 3rd and 4th places, and then we've got a few cars close here. We've got Azadar Blade, there he is. That's James Deluxe, Azadar Blade there in the green car. So Team Green not doing too bad here. Neil in 4th, Azadar Blade in 5th. Team Blue's in the lead with Bidzster and Keith's back in 9th. So again, cars got to be up there for the points. There's Callum, we see Callum going off round here somewhere, and Callum's lost it. I don't think there was contact because he was on his own. Blakeney's teammate goes through. There's Callum on the grass on the left of the picture. So Callum rejoins on the straight as Blakeney goes through. So we don't know what happened to the Callum there, but we'll get a replay. Here's a quick replay of what happened to Callum on lap 2 approaching Coppice. So goes into the corner, in a bit hot, goes a bit wide onto the grass, and then just puts the power on the grass, and round she goes. Did very well to hold on to that actually, rather than ended up doing donuts, and then recovers and rejoins just behind his teammate. So as we come back from that replay then, Callum back into 8th place now, still trying to mow the grass, so still clearly thinks it's a Ford lawnmower, not a Ford Sierra, but goes down towards the Melbourne loop. Round there we go, lovely jubbly. And as we go and look at Bidzster now, he's still in the lead. TY is still in 2nd place, Stevie's still behind him, so still very much the same order as it is at the minute. Azadar Blade there in 5th position. as we look at, I think there's been an incident somewhere, is that James Deluxe, he's gone backwards there in 8th place. So James Deluxe there was a car going slow. So I'm not quite sure what happened, but we'll just get a replay just to see what happened. Okay, here's a replay of what happened to James Deluxe on the last lap of lap 2. So into the hairpin, Arsenal Blade goes wide. James Deluxe can't slow the car down in time and hits the back of Arsenal Blade, but then makes himself lose quite a few places and rejoins behind Callum. So as we come back from that, James Deluxe now on the back of Callum. So Callum and James Deluxe not having the best of lap on lap 2. Hopefully lap 3 will have some more better luck for him. As we go down the hill, the 2 black Sierras go through, then James Deluxe there in the white and red car. The red car for Team Red. James Deluxe, unfortunately Cyrex can't make this race. So Cyrex has really missed out on some major points this time, because all 4 of these races double points. So this is the first race, Donington Park in the Sierra. Callum just about hangs on to 7th place from James Deluxe, who looks very much like he's on the move here. Got some good pace. Callum goes a bit wide, James Deluxe goes through. Got to be very careful on the power of these cars. And also the back tyres will overheat very quickly indeed, as Stevie's dropped off TY and he's going back into the hands of Neil. So TY's closing to Bidzster and Stevie's going back towards Neil. So a couple of battles possibly that could evolve. And speaking of battles, here's one. Blakeney in 6th place is now under pressure from his teammate, and James Deluxe is going up the inside of Callum as we go down towards the Melbourne Loop. Is he going to try and get both cars in one move? Oh, he tries to. Contact is made. James Deluxe goes wide, hits the other 2 Team Black cars, or team Yellow cars, should I say, because the yellow and black, as we see Keith getting involved in some kind of incident back there as well. So all happened there at the Melbourne Loop, so we'll get some replays on that action. Okay, here's the view now from aboard with Blakeney, so look at the top right of the screen, look in the mirror. We're braking, we've got a car going either side, and there's 1, there's 2, and then they both take each other off. So there's James Deluxe trying to be a bit over ambitious, and Blakeney says thank you. He's looking at now from on board with Callum, so again look at the right hand side as we go into the braking zone. There's James Deluxe trying to pass Blakeney, and then we get tangled up as well as James Deluxe goes really wide, and then we rejoin. James Deluxe gets on the grass and tries to find a gear, and we continue. Okay, here's a replay of what happened between Footman and Keith, and you see Footman outbrakes himself, hits Keith up the back end, and Keith beautifully controls the car, and we rejoin. There's James Deluxe trying to scramble a gear, there we go, and then Footman should let Keith go here, and I think he does. Not quite sure if he does, but he should do. But no, Footman stays ahead, so that'll be reviewed after the race. As we come back from that, Footman goes up the inside off Keith into Goddard's, and round we go. So Keith falls back to 10th place. So Team Blue first and last here. So Team Bidzster bringing the points in for Team Blue in this one so far, but still anything could happen. He's only got a 1.5 second lead to TY as Bidzster really throwing that car in there into McLean's, completely sideways round there. And then if we contrast that to TY, which we'll look at Coppice, you'll see TY hopefully being a lot more smoother. But still, it's just both driving styles. In fact, TY's throwing it sideways a little bit as well, so TY not afraid to throw the car sideways in this one. But again, it's much the nature of these cars. All 500 horsepower and tyres which have got decent grip, but not the best in the world. And obviously that 500 horsepower has got to go somewhere, and it's got to go down onto the road by some way, shape or form. As Blakeney has a little twitch on there, just scrambles to find a gear. You can see the cars moving left and right. That's not doing the person doing that on purpose. That's just the torque of these cars, the power pulling the car one way as they put it down. Again, the touring car drivers used to race these in the mid to late 80s, and they were one of the best cars you could drive. Beautiful cars and a real challenge to a driver. I do miss these kind of cars. I mean, with all the modern technology we've got these days, cars can go very quick, but the racing can get boring. But with these things, anything can happen. Because yes, they might be a little bit spread at the minute, the field, but you can guarantee someone's going to make a mistake at some point, and that's going to close them right up. And when you've got two cars battling with all that power, and the drivers having to use all the skill as Callum and James Deluxe showing us how hard these cars are to handle as they both go sideways. James Deluxe recovers and Keith says, thank you, I will take 9th place, and James Deluxe falls back down to the bottom of the pack. So James Deluxe then with work to do in this race. Callum up to 7th place. So Callum is 7th, Blakeney in 6th, so Blakeney's just down the road from Callum. In fact, he's quite far down the road actually. He's got about 5 seconds to his teammate. So a bit of work to do there. As TY's fallen off. TY's fallen off, and just seen the timing screen at the top left. TY's gone off, there he is on the grass. So TY off the track, so I don't think he was surrounded by anyone, but TY goes off. We'll get a replay on what happened to him. Here's the first thing that happened to TY. It goes into the Melbourne Loop, locks the rears up, and has a half spin. And here's the second thing that happened to TY. So into Redgate, catches the grass, under brakes, sideways we go. Half spins, goes onto the grass, and then that's how he falls back to the 4th position that we found him in. And now the last bit that happened to TY, into McLean's, loses the rear of the car under brakes as he transitions from brakes to throttle, and then that's where we saw him rejoin the track in 4th place, about 12-13 seconds off the leader. So as we come back from that, there's TY rejoining. So Bidzster in the lead then with a 7-second lead to Stevie in 2nd place. There he is. Neil Farmack coming through the chicane behind him. There's Neil Farmack, not seen much of him in this race, but again doing very well indeed in that Sierra. As TY goes through there in 4th position, so he's had some kind of off, and his tyres will be really overheated now. Because as soon as you go up, oh, speaking of off, in the background, I think is that Footman or is that Blakeney? Blakeney's lost it. Blakeney's lost it. He goes round, rejoins. Just as Keith goes down the chicane and loses it altogether. Hits the tyre wall. Unlucky there for Keith. Luckily no damage in this championship, with just visual, just to make sure that people do get to the end of the race. As Keith finds the gear, gets it rejoined, and through the gravel, gets off the kitty litter and rejoins the track. As we look at Arzadar Blade now, he's closing up to, oh look at that, it's TY. He's closing up to TY, so TY either going backwards or Footman actually on the charge, which is good. As you can, just runs a little bit wide there, but gets away with it. No harm done there. As we look at Blakeney and James Deluxe, so James Deluxe moves up from the back due to the key faux pas, and I think Callum's having a few faux pas as well. Because Callum going backwards, he's back to 9th place now, so a lot of people really struggling with this car, but again, it's the special event, so it's not exactly like we're going to make it easy for the drivers. So we've got to challenge them somehow, and Bidzster's rising to the challenge so far. Bidzster, or as I'm referring to as myself, so Bidzster loves these touring cars, loves the old-fashioned stuff. Definitely born in the wrong era as Stevie goes through the chicane. Very neat lines through there, and same for Neil as well. Both drivers doing very well to control these cars. Very neat indeed, as we've got a little battle back here, I think. Or is there a car off? No, it's not. Blakeney and James Deluxe as close as you like into Coppice corner. Get the power on. You can see Blakeney sliding that car out the corner. James Deluxe now with a much cleaner line down the straight. Will he be able to get enough of a draft? I don't think he's going to be close enough for a move. Blakeney just defends the inside anyway, just to block off any lunge or anything that James Deluxe might do. But James Deluxe, very neat through the chicane, gets a good line. Blakeney into the hairpin. Will he defend the inside, or will James Deluxe go for it? No, James Deluxe decides to hold station, just rely on Blakeney outbraking himself a little bit, but that's not going to happen. Blakeney, very good through that corner there. James Deluxe squirming the car on the power. Lovely job there by these two. Into the hairpin. And Blakeney goes a bit wide, got to be careful. Oh, James Deluxe just about misses the back of him. Just backs off the car enough just to let Blakeney recover the car. And onwards they go. Down towards Redgate. We'll stick with this battle for now because it's the best one on track at the minute. As we go through Redgate corner, Blakeney there. Very good line. Same from James Deluxe. Both drivers not wanting to make a mistake, as we see Footman in the background. I think that was Footman making a mistake, was it? Yes, it is. Footman's off. Footman's off in 8th place, and Callum's going to close up here. There he goes. So Footman joins back in the championship. And not a very good first race to come back to, as Callum tries to go around the outside of him, but Footman gets his foot down in that gold Sierra. So Footman doing well there, as I think James Deluxe has just got past Blakeney. Yes, Blakeney must have made an error somewhere. James Deluxe has got a good 6-second advantage now over Blakeney, so that was definitely a mistake from Blakeney or something, so we'll get a replay. Okay, here's a replay of what happened to Blakeney. So comes down the corner curves, goes wide onto the curb and then onto the grass, missed his braking point and bang into the tyre wall there, and then has to go right through the kit litter and rejoins the track, and that's how he lost that position. As we come back from that, Footman and Callum still quite close together after the mistake of Footman there into Redgate, and Callum closing up, but again, no, not close enough yet to make a move as RZR Blades got past TY. RZR Blades got past TY, we didn't see that. Again, more replays needed. As you come back from that, RZR Blade then in front of TY, and RZR Blade trying to pull away but runs very wide at Goddard's, but gathers it up down the straight, start of lap 8. Down towards Redgate we go, into the first corner. Again, the tyres will be starting to go on these cars ever so slightly, and also you've got to worry about tyre temperatures as well, because that's one thing with these Ford Sierras. The temperatures of the tyres do like to vary, as TY makes a mistake out of the first corner, just gets the power on a bit too much and has to gather a big slide as he goes down the crater curves. There he goes, down the crater curves into the old hairpin. Not exactly what you call a hairpin, but it certainly used to be a hairpin back in the day, back when the track was first built. As we go up to McLean's, TY holding on to the position. Meanwhile, Bidzster in the lead, he's already around the Melbourne Loop, so Bidzster sliding that Sierra around, getting the power on, not messing around, going up towards the last corner to start the last lap of the race. Into the corner and out of it, gets the power on, and Bidzster over the line to start his last lap of the race. There he goes. As we look at Stevie in second place, Neil's closed up to Stevie. He's the closest than he's been the whole race. So one mistake from Stevie and Neil could be right over the back of him, because there's only about a second gap between them two now. So not much at all, as RZR Blade in 4th position, still ahead of TY. TY fallen back after that mistake earlier. James Deluxe in 6th place. Don't think he's going to be close enough to TY to get through unless TY makes a major error somewhere. As we look at Blakeney and Callum back here, so the two Team Yellow cars. I know they look very black, but still the only Sierra that had some yellow on it. So Team Yellow running 7th and 8th positions in this race. Footman and Keith still close together in the background, so we've got some good battles to the finish as well. As we go, Keith goes wide, Footman's going to be able to get the inside. Keith comes across as the car squirms under power. That wasn't Keith intentionally doing that, that was just Keith getting on the power and it just catched him out. Footman lucky to avoid him there and goes into the hairpin in 9th place, Keith in 10th. Meanwhile, there's Bidzster, he's not far behind these guys, he's on the Melbourne Loop section as well. As we go down towards the Melbourne Loop for the last time, Bidzster goes down to the Melbourne Loop. Only a handful of yards left in this race for Bidzster. As a quick look at Stevie and Neil, they're still close but no cigar yet. As TY as well, he's got James Deluxe closing on him but still not close enough yet to make a move. As Bidzster comes across the line, slides the car out the corner, flashes headlights, weaves across the track. Bidzster wins the first race in the double points, so he gets 40 points for Bidzster, plus the fastest lap of the race. So well done to Bidzster as well, and pole position, so that brings it down to 44 points. Stevie, 2nd place, good haul of points for him for Team White. Neil gets 3rd place, well done for Neil there. Team Green's first car across the line in 3rd place. RZR Blade, the 2nd green car, coming back in 4th place. There he goes into Goddard's. Let's hope he gets around this corner safe. Ooh, a bit wide, but safe enough. Gets the power on, and he will finish in 4th place. Well done to RZR Blade. Comes across the line in 4th. TY is going to be 5th. Closely followed home by James Deluxe. TY 5th place. Well done to TY. James Deluxe in 6th for the only Team Red car in the race, because Cyrex can't make the races today, unfortunately. Callum is going to come across the line in 7th place, as long as he don't make a mistake in this last corner. Round the last corner we go, and out of it, gets the power on. 7th place for Callum, and his teammate is going to finish in 8th, so Team Yellow 7th and 8th positions respectively. and Keith and Footman. Keith is going to be 9th. I think there he is. Keith's going to be 9th, and Footman there is going to finish in 10th position. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now. Okay guys, let's confirm those results for you then. So Bidzster was the winner in that one for Team Blue by 13 seconds from Stevie for Team White in 2nd place. 3rd was Neil Farmack for Team Green, followed by his teammate Arsdale Blade in 4th. TY finishes a disappointing 5th after a promising pace in that one. James Deluxe finishes in 6th. Callum finishes in 7th, his teammate Blakeney right behind him for Team Yellow. Keith in 9th, and Footman rounds off the 10. Even though it's a DNF, he does still get points. So as we come back from that then, there's your winner, Bidzster in that blue Sierra, making his way down towards the Melbourne Loop on his cool down lap. Well done to Bidzster, and we'll see you guys for the second race of this double points feature. Take care.